We're looking forward to being the homecoming for Alabama State. We can't wait to be their homecoming. We're looking forward to going down to Alabama to be their homecoming. So this is going to be a great game because we are the homecoming.
Game day. When the band is what you hearing, everybody here is cheering. All your worries disappearing, y'all, it's game day. Whether televised or streaming live in person while you're screaming, no more waiting, no more dreaming, y'all, it's game day. When the band is what you hearing, everybody here is cheering. All your worries disappearing, y'all, it's game day. Whether televised or streaming live in person while you're screaming, no more waiting, no more dreaming, y'all, it's game day. No more waiting, no more dreaming, y'all, it's game day.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the No Huddle. I'm Tyler Carr in Atlanta, and this is week 6. Woo! Homecoming spirit is in the air, so let's get into it. This episode of the No Huddle is brought to you by Nissan. Now, homecomings across the country, all over this weekend. And traditionally, you try and schedule a very winnable game for homecoming if you can. But nowadays, there's a trend to schedule a big money drawing opponent for homecoming and let the coach figure out how to win it himself. Well, for the second straight year, Deion Sanders and his Jackson State team will be a homecoming opponent in the state of Alabama. The same Alabama State that also put the Jerry Curl picture up on the scoreboard back in the spring. You remember that, right? So, do we have a rivalry here or what?
That's not a rivalry. Who said that? Is that a rivalry? When did that become a rivalry? You just made that up?
Can you kind of walk me through why you're so excited to play them?
Oh, because it's a homecoming. I'm excited to play any homecoming. We played Alabama A&M's homecoming last year. I'm excited. It's going to be packed. It's going to be a wonderful event, a festive occasion. It's a homecoming. And there's nothing like HBCU homecoming. So I'm truly excited. And I haven't played there in a year and a half since the pandemic season.
Okay, Coach, I don't want the smoke. Let's change gears and kick off our weekly top 10 poll of HBCU football. On the FCS side, number 10 is Alabama State. Is homecoming for the Hornets. That means plenty of action from the Honeybees, y'all. You know how we feel about the Honeybees, right? But there's also Jackson State coming into town. We just talked about that. That might sting a little bit as well before the night is over. Give me Jackson State in this one. Number 9 is Morgan State. Homecoming in Baltimore this weekend, and Norfolk State is on deck for Morgan State. Will the Bears feast on a Spartan picnic, or will Norfolk rock the boat? Morgan going for 3 wins in a row. I will take the Bears. Number 8, North Carolina A&T. They have the weekend off. That's an easy prediction. But I know people across the East Coast are already letting their meat marinate for Jiho just a few weeks away. If you thought the Aggies were slipping, those boys say you must be tripping. The loss against North Carolina Central hurt, but they bounced back big with the win against South Carolina State, which was a backyard brawl as usual.
North Carolina A&T's Bajal Tootin was about that action. Here he takes the shuttle pass for a juke move and a front flip over the goal line for 6, and A&T went into the breakup 17-13. The Aggies made it 24-13 early in the third, and that offense was starting to click. Jakari Caldwell making the tough grab in traffic. The freshman Wesley Graves, big pause on a puppy, because that's a grown man run right there. 12 yards, another Aggie touchdown, and it's 30-13 in the third. And that old school Carolina-MEAC rivalry reared its head. Both on the field and in the stands as well. But it's hard to keep a good dog down. Corey Fields, finding Shaq Davis, and go ahead and lead that man, because he got hands, you hear me? The 33-yard touchdown cuts down the A&T lead, but Jakari Caldwell say, bro, I got hands too. Here he gets another tough sideline grab for 33 yards. Go ahead and hand it back off to Bad News Bashul, because if you in his way, that's bad news for you. And the sophomore from New Jersey delivers a shot at the end of this 22-yard run. Jakari Caldwell follows it up with a 9-yard touchdown, and North Carolina A&T was back up 18. And with 5 minutes left in the third, South Carolina State needed to make the most of every opportunity. Shaq Davis showing off the basketball vertical for what would have been another high skill level catch. But it's Ja'Cory Benson from 5 yards out. And this thing ain't quite all the way over yet. And it's 38-27 A&T going into the fourth quarter. South Carolina State looking to make it a one-possession game, but that Aggie defense won't have it. Avarion Cole with the tip drill INT to stop the big Bulldog drive before it even gets started. And you can go ahead and put some respect back on their name, as North Carolina A&T gets the 41-27 win over South Carolina State. That shows HBCU football that they still like that.
Hey man, don't shoot the messenger here. In this week's poll, South Carolina State is ranked 7th. I would guess the Aggies are like, huh? Where they do that at? The defending Celebration Bowl champs can put some serious respect on their name with the win against FAMU this weekend at home in Orangeburg. Give me, however, FAMU and a close one. Very close.
Yeah, we definitely know the quality of coach, Coach Buddy Pugh is, the quality of their football team. They are the reigning MEAC and Celebration Bowl champions for a reason. You know, some really good football players. I think they have a few guys who will have a chance to play at the next level. You know, they're really talented, they're fast, they're athletic, and again, they're one of our rivals from the MEAC. And so it's going to be a great crowd there in Orangeburg. It'll be an intense football game. And it was always intense when we were conference foes. Now that it's a interdivisional conference game, SWAC MEAC gives a little bit added, a little incentive to it on both sides. So again, looking forward to it. You know, Coach Pugh's been a mentor, almost like a father to me. His son Bud and I played, my last year at the Citadel together, and respect it doesn't give it justice of what Coach Pugh means to not only me but the coaching profession. So looking forward to a great game, and we got to try to prepare for a great week and hope to continue this momentum.
Number 5 in this week's poll, Hampton. The Pirates are 3-1 so far. They are done with the HBCU portion of their schedule, hosting the University of Maine this weekend. Give me Hampton all day, twice on Sunday. Number 4, Alcorn State, the Fighting Fred McNairs, taking on Mississippi Valley State this weekend. Now, I am a stan for Valley. Really want to see them do well, but give me Alcorn State. They should cruise on out of the Delta with the win this weekend. Number 3, Prairie View A&M. The Panthers coming off a win in the State Fair Classic against Grambling. The Panthers have won all 3 SWAC games they have played this year. Are they on a fast track to repeat as Western Division champions? Well, hold on. Riding into town this weekend, putting on his cowboy hat, it's Eric Dooley, who coached PV last season before rolling down to Southern to take over that program. I'll tell you what, you can give me the human jukebox at halftime and give me Prairie View to win the game on their home field. That may be the difference. I'm predicting, though, this one will be decided in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Write it down. Number 2 is North Carolina Central. Yes, Lord, there is a MEAC still out there doing the thing. Eagles got beat, though, for the first time last weekend versus Campbell. Jackson State Aggie fans, remember those Camels. They'll have that homecoming chip on their shoulder for both of you guys, respectively, later this month.
I can't even lie, man. If you got the Campbells on your schedule, you might want to do some scouting on Malik Williams. Rolls out the pocket, throws a dime down the sideline to complete a first down. And with the offense moving so heavy and so fast-paced, they hand it off right here to their running back, who has a great hold and run through as he runs it down for another touchdown. 17-0, Campbell. Central's still trying to get this ball moving on offense as they finally get a pass to go. And it's a pretty good pass, but he gets rocked by the Campbell defender. I'm telling y'all, they trying to send out a statement. Central couldn't handle the tempo. Campbell moves the ball all the way down the field. And again, Malik Williams looking like Lamar Jackson out there as he takes this 20-yard run to the house. Now, this is the Eagles that I'm used to seeing. Richards drops back and get this pass to Devin Smith for a nice first down. And when Central's offense moving a little bit, Richards said it's time to dial up a deep one. Nice money ball on the money, but his receiver can't bring in the one-head catch. Almost was a great play, almost. But that's all the confidence Richards needs as he dials up another deep one from the 50-yard line. Beautiful catch from my guy Devin Smith, who's top 10 in receiving yards in the conference. I'm telling y'all, man, do your scout report. Malik Williams can do it all. Beautiful pass down the sideline who sets up the Camels really well. And like they've been doing all game, running the ball. Look at that beautiful hold from the O-lineman, which leads us to another Camel touchdown before the half. But on 4th and an inch, maybe even a centimeter, Richards finally gets his pass to go, and this is the last touchdown of the game as the Camels get a dominating victory, 48-18. I wonder how them Camels gonna look against them other 2 HBCUs coming up. And like he said, the Camels are back. But we gonna see. They got North Carolina A&T and Jackson State coming up. Y'all better keep your eyes out. I'll see y'all.
And our number 1 team in the HBCU Game Day Top 10 poll. Come on, seriously? You know who it is. It's Jackson State, the juggernaut, lands at number 1. Shedeur Sanders averaging 348 yards per game passing, 74% completion rate. Jackson State, the number 2 team in all of FCS, averaging 47.5 points per game, only giving up 9.2 points per game. Whew, those are some stats. That's better than any other school in the country. And yes, they are headed to Alabama State for homecoming, y'all.
I love going to homecomings. I get to see all the pageantry. I get to see the alumni. I get to see the dignitaries. I get to see the dance team, the bands, everybody all dressed up and everybody all beautiful and all the theatrics that surrounds homecomings. I love it. I'm honored that you would invite us to see all that. I love it because I've only seen one. I've only seen Alabama A&M's homecoming. Oh, it was so beautiful. It was so energetic. It was so heartwarming, lovable. It was just peace in the air. I love it. So now to go to another school in Alabama to see their homecoming, I can't wait. And my team can't either. The man that's not thinking would say it's disrespectful. But the man that does think will say, you know what? This is like a money game, isn't it? This is like one of those games that you invite the opponent so you could make a lot of money because Jackson State travels deep. They come with all the fanfare, all the love. You know how many fans we travel with. We one of the greatest shows on earth. We're like Wrangling, Barnum, and Bailey Circus, but the black version of it. So it was brilliant to invite us there because you're gonna make some money. But what comes along with money? All money ain't good money. We gonna learn. All money ain't good money. We gonna learn.
Oh yeah, give me Jackson State in that one too. So we've given you the numbers on how good Jackson State is. We've told you how they draw the crowd, but we can show you much better than we can talk about it.
Heritage, a word used to describe something passed down through history that's also one of its defining characteristics. And in HBCU football, our classics, as we call them, are just as much a part of the black college football experience as fried fish at a tailgate. And the Southern Heritage Classic in Memphis, Tennessee, was created in 1990 as a meet me halfway game for 2 of the biggest HBCU football brands we had. Fast forward 32 years, and the 2022 Southern Heritage Classic had all the makings of a big-time HBCU football showdown.
Don't turn me down, turn me up. Do what you do. Don't turn me down, turn me up. Do what you do, Bob.
Jackson State, Led by Deion coach Prime Sanders, Big stepped their way into Memphis after a dominant win in another high-profile HBCU Classic the week before. Facing off against Tennessee State, a school with their own NFL legend turned HBCU head coach in Eddie George.
Hell of a night. It's gonna be a hell of a night. It's gonna be a hell of a night. It's gonna be a hell of a night.
And while TSU's previous week victory was one of moral designation, the Tennessee Tigers warmed up with a chip on their shoulder, displaying that no-nonsense approach to the game that Coach George is known for. And while Coach Prime's rivalry comments ruffle feathers in the metaverse,
the rivalry is different. Like we're not too care. We don't care. Yeah, we really don't. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Coach, you said that in regards to rivalry, we don't care. In terms of
no, I'm like we just got here. That's just a rivalry.
And when it comes to Coach Prime and his dogs, they're making it clear that they're operating under a different set of principles.
We have an expectation. Told them the same thing before the game. We expect to be dominant. People who came to the game expect us to be dominant. Even the opposing team pretty much expected us to be dominant.
And with Jackson State tattooing that type of bullseye on their back, they know every time they hit the field, they're going to get everyone's best shot. And Tennessee State came into the first half ready to make this their moment. Tennessee State taking JSU points off the board with a field goal block. And recovering a fumble in the end zone that looked like it might have been a touchdown. And even after losing a key defensive player to a questionable targeting call, the Tennessee Tigers defense held strong, and we went into the half with the score 6-3, with neither side yielding a touchdown. And while the game is the main attraction, the right combination of HBCU bands can turn a regular old football game into a classic. And the Southern Heritage Classic featured two of the best bands in the land. And once the bands cleared the field, that Tennessee State defense went back to making big plays. finding a way to protect their end zone again with a 4th down stop. But that Jackson State defense was relentless all night. 131 total yards allowed, 8 sacks, and nothing but headaches for the TSU offense all night long. But with 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter and a 9-3 lead, Shedeur Sanders took Jackson State downfield in search of a dagger. And not only did he find it, he left it right in the heart of every Tennessee State fan at the Liberty Bowl Stadium.
Tennessee State now have access to resources that will help them prepare.
Shedeur Sanders hits Willie Gaines with a dive. Gaines hauls in the tough grab, and that's all Jackson State needed to secure the win. And even though it's not quite a rivalry yet for Coach Prime, it still felt like one on the sidelines. And the 2022 Southern Heritage Classic proved that HBCU football doesn't have to exist within binary confinements. This game was both a long-standing HBCU football rivalry and just another game for a team who believes they're destined for next-level greatness. For Tennessee State, it was another number posted in the wrong column. But it was also another showing of how good Coach Eddie George's Tennessee State Tigers can be. And while Deion Sanders feels like the business of the Southern Heritage Classic can be improved,
What I'm saying is we got to do better business. That's what I was talking about. So whether we do it in Jackson or in Tennessee, I'm good. I'm good. If you get the business right, we'll do it here. But I'm for the business of making sure these kids are straight. Not coming down there and eating, stopping and getting bars of gas money on the way back. That's what this is about, all right? So I'm looking out for the best interests of our kids. That's what I'm saying. So as far as the rivalry, all of us just got here. We don't know. You know anything about rivalry? We don't know nothing about that.
the cultural importance of this game can't be denied either. And with Eddie George and Deion Sanders leading talented football teams into the energy of HBCU culture in Memphis, Tennessee, games like this can create a new heritage of big-time HBCU football. One where 50,000 plus fans coming to see NFL caliber HBCU players is the norm. And with classics like the Southern Heritage, that reality isn't as far at a grasp as it once was.
Okay, we've got love for our Division II brethren out there as well. Our top 10, the Division II poll at number 10 is Bowie State. The loss to Shaw University damaged their rep, maybe just a tad, but until they lose in a CIAA championship game or fail to make it outright, you cannot count out the Bulldogs at Virginia State this weekend. Hold on for that prediction just 1 second. At number 9, it's Lane College. Yes, that Lane College that beat Tennessee State, Division I Tennessee State last weekend in overtime. On behalf of Dragon Nation, let's let that marinate. All right, this weekend, Lane has Kentucky State. My prediction, Lane will bring the pain. Number 8, Shaw University. The Bears are a serious threat to Fayetteville State's reign on the Southern Division. Are they? Are they not? Could be their year. Shaw at Johnson C. Smith, give me Shaw U. Number 7, Fayetteville State. It's Bronco homecoming. They are going to get an attitude check all over St. Augustine's this weekend. Party on Murchison Saturday night. Better believe it. Always a party on Merch's. Number 6, Fort Valley State, previously unbeaten before running into a Benedict buzzsaw last weekend. Wildcats on the road at Central State this weekend. Give me Fort Valley in this one. Number 5, here we go. Virginia State, the sleeper of the CIAA right now. Trojans are 4-1. They beat Shaw last weekend, hosting Bowie State for homecoming on Saturday. The last time VSU beat Bowie was homecoming 2017.
It's game day in the DMV. We had the M versus the V as Bowie State came down from Maryland looking to upset Virginia State's homecoming festivities and a battle of undefeateds in the CIAA North. Now, Petersburg was ultra lit for homecoming. The stands were packed on both sides. The bands were sporting their fiercest mean mugs. And my man's right here just came up out of the shirt just cuz. Trent Cannon, 93-yard touchdown. Virginia State back up 13-7. Early second quarter, Amir Hall getting the Bulldogs back in it. He hits the diamond from Sierra Leone Lansana Cisse on a post route for a 23-yard touchdown. Hey, Bouet, right back in it, down 20-14. Trojans Cordero Cook finds tight end Carlton Campbell wide open for a 55-yard pad flapping in the Sweet Virginia Breeze touchdown. 47-35 Virginia State. Trojans get the big win on homecoming, stay undefeated, and officially take control of the CIAA North.
HBCU game day.
I think it's time for Virginia State to break the 5-year streak. Give me a happy homecoming for the Trojans. Number 4, the Langston Lions. Much respect to the only HBCU in Oklahoma. Look, they aren't even an NCAA classified school. I know that. They are in a IA Division II. You don't hear a lot, though, about Langston. They're not in the CIAA SIAC, obviously, but sitting at 5-0, blowing out the competition, enjoying an off weekend. This team is kicking butt. They are a part of our Division II poll because we said so. We make the rules. We can do that around here, all right? All right, moving on to number 3, Benedict. Coach Barry has these boys balling. Benedict unbeaten, taking on Miles this weekend in Columbia. I have no reason to believe that Benedict won't keep on doing their thing. But if the Purple Marching Machine makes the trip now, I like that matchup at halftime with the Band of Distinction. Number 2 in our poll, Albany State. They also are unbeaten, and they will soon get to visit Benedict for its homecoming. That should be spicy, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. This week, we have Albany State at Edward Waters. I think Edward Waters will give Albany State his first scare of the season, but Golden Rams will win. And finally, our number 1 team in all of Division II HBCU football, Virginia Union University. Jada Byers already has 891 rushing yards this year. Second place runner, he's at 768 yards. Byers should break 1,000 yards this weekend. Virginia Union leads all of D2 football in scoring 52.8 points per game. Unless they're playing Jackson State this weekend, get me Virginia Union. No, seriously, they're not playing Jackson State. They're playing Elizabeth City State. The Vikings will go down with the ship in Richmond. All right, that is this week's No Huddle, getting you ready for the big games that matter. Week 6, HBCU football. This episode of the No Huddle has been brought to you by Nissan. For the crew, I'm Tali Carr in Atlanta. Enjoy the action this weekend and bring a brother back a turkey leg from homecoming, will you? You know I'm a Winston-Salem State man. Our homecoming got canceled. The hurricane, I didn't get to eat on. Hook a brother up, please. All right, for everybody, I'm TC. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out on the No Huddle.
Game day. When the band is what you hearing, everybody here is cheering. All your worries disappearing, y'all, it's game day. Whether televised or streaming live in person while you're screaming, no more waiting, no more dreaming, y'all, it's game day. When the band is what you hearing, everybody here is cheering. All your worries disappearing, y'all, it's game day. Whether televised or streaming live in person while you're screaming, no more waiting, no more dreaming, y'all, it's game day.